Before I start this video about the Blue Jays and the Dodgers and the Game 7 and the series and whatnot, I just want to give a shout out to all the veterans out there. Thank you for your service. Thank you for giving us the ability to be able to watch a sporting event. Thank you for just giving us a way of life where we would never have without you guys. You know what? The least you people could do is go and buy a poppy. Go and support the guys who defended our country to give us a better life. And I have the utmost respect for those guys who've been through hell and back to defend our country and just provide us with a better life. This is why I have a poppy on my hat. You can wear it on your chest. You can wear it in your hoodies. You can wear it in your hat. You can wear it. I don't care where you wear it. Even if it's in your car. I don't care where you have it. Just respect the guys who have done such a crazy thing to make us live a better life. So go show respect. Go donate. Go buy a poppy. Give a couple bucks. It means nothing to anybody. That's the least you can do. Shout out all the veterans who have made us live a great life. And I love those guys. I respect them very much. And I know they're not probably watching this video, but I hope they know that my utmost respect is for them. Also, November, aka Movember. As you see my mustache here, go shave your beards, fellas. Go shave your beards. Rip a mustache. I don't care what your appearance is. It should not mean a single fucking thing. Let's go support men. Come on. Let's go support men who deal with a type of cancer that is just support men, support life, support everything, okay? Prostate cancer is a horrible disease. Cancer is a horrible disease. The least you could do is just show your support and just rip a muzzy, rip some lip lettuce, as us hockey fans like to say. That's the least you can do. Go buy a poppy, go rip a mustache, and you will feel better about yourself. You're doing a good deed. It's the least you can do. So, without the veterans, we wouldn't have been able to live through this World Series gauntlet that we all just experienced. I am from Toronto. I'm a Toronto sports fan, as y'all know. Leafs, Raptors, TFC, Argonauts, Blue Jays, of course. What the hell did we just witness, boys? God damn. What a run it was for the fellas, eh? What a run. These guys, you know what? I know they lost, but they truly just put on a performance for the ages. We're going to look back at this Blue Jays team, even though they didn't win the World Series. And you could blame the base running, you could blame Schneider, you could blame the bats, you could blame Varsho for being over fucking 1,000. It doesn't matter. These guys gave us an opportunity as a country to reunite. And I think that's the biggest thing throughout this Blue Jays playoff run. I know they're from Toronto, but they're the only Canadian team in the Major League Baseball. So, when you really think about it, the entire country is defending a certain team. And I'm sure people from Alberta, from Halifax, Montreal, it doesn't matter where you're from in Canada. You're going to support the team that is the only team in the major leagues. And that is the Toronto Blue Jays. Game 7 in Toronto. Hey, Leaf fans, have we seen this before? You know what, though? They're different than the Maple Leafs. I don't even want to bring into the Maple Leafs because I was telling my brother and my girlfriend about this. Like, going into a Game 7 as a Toronto fan, what do you think of? How can you not think of them? How can you not think of the Maple Leafs meltdowns throughout the years? Regardless of that, they're not the Maple Leafs. This essentially is going to the Stanley Cup final if you're a hockey fan. Even going to the series against the Yankees, that's going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, we We haven't seen that shit since 93. And I certainly was not around in 93. But aside from all that, this Blue Jays team, man, they did some amazing things this season. They started out the season slow, horrible, bad, negative record, below 500, and then they went on a crazy run. They did everything in their power to make it to this position that they were just in against the LA Dodgers. The series against the Rays, they needed to sweep them to make this top seed in their division, and they did that. They did just that. This team was, in my opinion, might sound biased to all you, but they were the better team. They were the more cohesive team. They had the most team camaraderie. They had just everything you need to win. And you see it throughout sports, soccer, hockey. There's teams, St. Louis Blues, Leicester City in the Premier League, coming in and winning the BPL. Like, nobody would have thought that, but they did it because, you know what, they had a group of guys who just believed in each other. And that is what this Blue Jays team did. They believed in each other. And they had this type of team that just really loved one another. And regardless of talent and contracts, and that's a whole separate conversation about how the MLB needs to honestly put in a salary cap because shit's getting crazy out here, signing these guys for whatever. But it's not an excuse, okay? You could use the same excuse in the NHL about the teams with no state tax, the Floridas, the Dallases, the Vegases of the world. It's the way she goes. It's just the way it is. You know what? You play in Toronto, you play in Canada, you play in certain states in America where there's taxes, and there's some places where you get the benefit. In the MLB, you know what? You could sign whoever for however much, for however long. And that is what the Dodgers do. And if they're able to do it, you can't... Why would they not do it? And they go ahead and sign Ohtani and Mookie Betts and Yamamoto for 15, and there's 10, and there's whatever the case is. It doesn't matter how much money they make. You know what? If they're able to do it, they're going to do it, and they did it. And they're back-to-back World Series champions. You know what? You got to give respect where it's due. Of course the Blue Jays had chances to win this baseball game. Of course they did. But so did the Dodgers. Both teams had loaded bases in extra innings to win the game, and they both didn't. Until you have a fucking Will Smith homer off Jeff Hoffman, who has been so clutch for the Blue Jays as a closer all year. And it's just one of those moments where, you know what? I'm not going to say the better team won because they didn't, in my opinion. I think the Blue Jays were the better team. But you know what? The Dodgers find a way to get it done. And that's what I was saying to my brother and my girlfriend. I'm just like, the teams who have been there and done that always find a way. You can look at that through every single sport in the world. Look at the MLB, obviously the Dodgers. You look at the NBA. When the Celtics were up against the Warriors in 2022, I believe, and everybody's calling Steph Curry washed, aka the best player of all time, in my opinion. Argue with a wall, I don't care. Anyways, when the Celtics were up against the Warriors many years back now, everyone's saying that the Warriors are not going to get it done. And there's teams who have been there and done that, who find a way to get it done. And that is what the Dodgers did to the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays, they did what they could. Was their base running horrible? Sure, maybe. But you know what? Regardless of that, this team gave us, as a country, such a high and such a low in the same time. And you know what? We reunited as a country. And I think that is the most important takeaway from this World Series. Yes, of course, you would like to win the World Series. It's been 32 plus years since the Jays won a World Series. Joe Carter, shout out. But you know what, man? I think it's deeper than just winning the series. Like, this brought Canada together. It doesn't matter. Like I said before, if you're an Oilers fan or you're a Montreal Canadiens fan or you support the Winnipeg Jets or the Calgary Flames or it doesn't matter or Ottawa, like we only have one team here in the MLB, and it's the Toronto Blue Jays. And they don't just defend Toronto, they defend the entire country. And I think that is the most important takeaway here. Bo Bichette hits a crazy homer. 3-run home run. That boy's a free agent. Can the Blue Jays find a way to re-sign Bo Bichette? He's one of your best players. You developed him. He has been a Blue Jay forever. He came up through your camp to be where he is today. Him and Vladdy. Like, you develop so much guys. Like, we have so much guys on this team where we developed. I hope they find a way to re-sign Bo Bichette. And yeah, you want to talk about the game. You want to talk about Rojas hitting the home run to tie the game. You want to talk about Will Smith's game-winning homer. To me, it's just the way she goes, man. It is what it was. It be what it be. The Blue Jays did what they could. They were the better team, in my opinion. Shout out the Dodgers. You have to show respect where it's due. The chemistry that team has is second to none. You could tell through game 6 and 7 that the chemistry that those guys have is unmatched. The way Mookie Betts played, even Rojas, even Dave Roberts throwing in Rojas, who hasn't had a hit in fucking 40 years, like, to have that home run moment, like, they trust their guys, and we trusted our guys too, but the difference is that those guys for the Dodgers have been there and done that, and this is why they have that type of, like, I guess in short terms chemistry together, where you're able to just do things like that. Game 6, you had 2 games to close it out in your home stadium at the Sky Dome down on Union Street. And the Maple Leafs are losing 3-0 right now to the fucking goddamn Pittsburgh Penguins. This is what I'm saying. This was our last hope as a Canadian, or sorry, not Canadian, as a Toronto fan of sports. The Blue Jays were our hope to keep our mind distracted from things. And you know what? I give the boys a lot of credit. I love every single one of those guys. They gave us a run for a lifetime. And like I said, I know they lost, but you know what? We're going to look back on this World Series and just truly, truly just appreciate what the hell these guys done. Give respect where it's due. Dodgers are the Dodgers. Back-to-back World Series champions. You can't take it away from them. I know they have unlimited money and they sign the best guys of the best guys, but you know what? So do the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are in that realm of teams in the MLB that have a lot of money to spend, which is what I'm saying. I hope that we find a way to re-sign Bo Bichette. Regardless of that, I truly hope the boys will be back. I really, really hope that the boys will be back here in the World Series one day. But I was telling my brother, like, it's hard to go to the World Series, man. It's hard. And especially the circumstances that the Blue Jays were under and what they've done to make it to the World Series. I don't want to say you'll never see it again, but I believe in them. I think that they have enough team camaraderie to get there. But you know what? In the same breath, like, there's a lot of good teams in the MLB. There's a lot of good teams in the MLB, and it's going to be hard to get back there one day. In the meantime, you know what? You just got to appreciate what these boys done. They gave us a run for the lifetime. I'm not going to go over the game. I'm sure you all know what happened there, but shout out the Blue Jays, man. Shout out the Blue Jays. Obviously a fan for life. Never mind, I'm a Toronto sports fan. I'm from Toronto, but I'm sure people from Edmonton are feeling the same way right now. And a lot of people, even in America, don't want to see the Dodgers win. But you know what? They won. That's fine. It's not fine, but what are you going to do? It is what it was. It be what it be. Blue Jays, What a run. What a run. What a moment for the country. Uh, we'll see what happens next year. What a team. What a moment. What a run. Shout out the veterans. Shave your beards. Rip a mustache to support men and the prostate cancer. Not much else to say. Of course, I'm disappointed. I'm more upset than disappointed. I know they had chances to win this World Series. Should Falefa have dove on his stomach to touch the base opposed to kicking his leg? Sure, you could say that. We also had loaded bases with one out. So, what's the real problem here as to why we lost the World Series? We lost to a team who has been there and done that, and I am a true believer in playoff experience, and you've seen it here tonight with the Dodgers, and there's those double plays, and even Paul has knocking over Hernandez. This guy literally body checked his own teammate to catch that baseball. They just Max Muncy's home run. That shit. If it was in the if that was in the Giants stadium, that shit would have been in the fucking ocean. It is what it was. It be what it be. I love the Blue Jays forever and always. I hope we'll be back. I'm sure we will. In the meantime, this sucks, man. It stings, it hurts, but to beat the champs, you gotta knock off the champs. And you know what? This team learned a lot from this playoff run, and I'm sure they'll be back. In the meantime, fuck, you want to look forward towards the Maple Leafs? They fucking suck. Raptors, they have a decent squad. Are they going to the NBA championship? Probably not. I'm a believer, though. I believe in it. I believe the Blue Jays would have won the World Series way before we even made the fucking playoffs. When we were in the dumps, you could just tell the team was different. That's the way she goes, man. It is what it was. Be what it be. Shout out to Blue Jays for just giving our country such a... It brought us together. You know what? And it's unfortunate that they didn't win. But you know what? What they did was just fantastic. And it's the way she goes sometimes, man. It's the way she goes sometimes. Shout out to veterans. Shave your beards. Rip a mustache. Thank you for watching. Ciao.